busy going through and blocking people. So I'm sorry if I'm a few seconds late, but no worries. Okay, so we're going to open up tonight at chapter 58. Let me double check that. Let's double, triple check that. 58, because we ended with 57 yesterday. We went ahead and we finished it and we stopped right there. I can't tell you where we're going to stop at tonight because we're just going to kind of roll with it. All right, so you guys bear with us. In the total amount of verses is 30, so we're probably going to be doing at least a chapter and a half tonight. Okay, that's pretty much the goal that we're going to roll with. All right. And yesterday, who remembers what we talked about yesterday?
Yesterday we talked about
You guys don't remember?
I'm thinking about something else.
I thought about when Joseph died.
Oh, yeah, when Esau died, and the sons of Esau and Jacob went to war, and they got another king on their side.
And none of Jacob's people or Joseph's people died in the battle. Only Esau's people.
So, kind of. Basically, what happened, what we talked about yesterday was what happened to Esau and the sons of Esau after the battle when Jacob was buried, okay? And it went into a full rundown talking about the division between them and the children of Seir, which are the Horites, and the alliances that they made. And that was very important for us to know not only who are they today, as well as what happened to them. Because in the Bible, the 66 books, they magically disappear, right? But of course, when you go through Jubilees and Jasher and you add those in together, how it originally was as far as the information being passed down, you get a full understanding of what happened with both sides. After all, the whole entire world dwells around these two different nations of people that came from the same mother and father, right? Okay. All right. This is just kind of an off night, but let's roll with it. These are usually the best nights as well. So we're going to dive in. We're at chapter 58. I really encourage you guys to watch from yesterday or yesterday's with the second part of chapter 57 because there is a wealth of information and knowledge in there that is definitely beneficial to us, not just as a people, but to the world itself. Okay? And we are on chapter 58. We're starting off from the first verse and we're going to roll with it. Hey, how you doing, Miguel? Glad that you're here. All right. So verse 1. And it came to pass in the 32nd year of Israel or Yasharel going down to Egypt, that is in the 70th first year of the life of Joseph. Man, the way this is worded sometimes is kind of tricky. So it's saying that it came to pass in the 32nd year of Israel going down to Egypt. Well, what are they talking about? They're talking about Jacob going down to Egypt because remember, Jacob's name was changed to Israel, right? So in the 32nd year that happened, he went down, which is also the 71st year in the life of Joseph. So Joseph was 71 years old during the 32nd year that Jacob had came down to Egypt. Okay, that's just the understanding. And in that year, Pharaoh, king of Egypt, and Magron, his son, or the king of the Pharaoh of Egypt died, and Magron, his son, reigned in his stead. Now, this is important because it's getting ready to give us a timeline on how long the children of Israel had favor, or the sons of Jacob had favor in Egypt, because when they came in, they were given a king's welcome at the end of the day, right? Complete and total procession. The whole nation of Egypt itself came out and blessed the people to come in. And it was just an amazing thing. All right. But as time goes on, which we're going to see, their favor begins to be worn out. And this is important for us now in the situation from where we're in, because it won't be exactly how it went down the first time, but it will be, you can draw information from the first time in order to understand how it's going to be the second time. Okay. And I think it'll be a real blessing as far as how to prepare our hearts and our minds for what is to come. Verse 2, and Pharaoh commanded Joseph before his death to be a father to his son Magron, and that Magron should be under the care of Joseph and under his counsel. So when the current Pharaoh of Egypt, the same one that named Joseph the second in command, the same one that witnessed the power and strength of his brothers and had Jacob come down to dwell, and they ended up putting all of them into Goshen. This same Pharaoh went to Joseph and was like, look, man, I'm getting ready to die. I want you to basically be a father to my son because he's getting ready to be Pharaoh. Train him up in the ways that he should go, undergird him, be there on his side, okay? And that Magron should be under the care of Joseph and under his counsel. And all Egypt consented to this thing, that Joseph should be king over them. For all the Egyptians loved Joseph, as of heretofore, only Magron, the son of Pharaoh, set upon. That's a mouthful. And his father's throne. And he became king in those days in his father's stead. So it's saying that Magron is the one that sat on the throne after him. But it was actually Joseph that was running the show full-time continuously and training up Magron on how to do this. Okay? 4. Magron was 41 years old and he began to reign. And 40 years he reigned in Egypt. And all Egypt called his name Pharaoh, after the name of his father. And it was their custom to do, as it was their custom to do in Egypt, to every king that reigned over them. So for every king that reigned over them, they called them Pharaoh, right? And if you go back to our earlier teachings in the book of Jasher, and once you read it yourself, you'll find out how the title Pharaoh was actually created and how it came from one of Abraham's descendants. Beautiful story and real business insight in that story, right? Okay. Verse 5. And it came to pass when Pharaoh reigned in his father's stead, he placed the laws of Egypt and all the affairs of the government in the hand of Joseph, as his father had commanded him. And Joseph became king over Egypt, for he superintended over all Egypt. And all Egypt was under his care and under his counsel. For all Egypt inclined to Joseph after the death of Pharaoh, and they loved him exceedingly to reign over them. But there were some people amongst them who did not like him, saying, no stranger shall reign over us. Now, we learned yesterday that the sons of Esau had this weird thing where they were like, no one of our own nation will ever reign over us. It has to be a stranger. Well, there were some Egyptians that when Joseph not exactly rose, but continued in his stead as being the overseer of Egypt, they didn't like that, right? And this is where the dissent and this is where the hatred and anger is starting to seep in towards our people, okay, in that time, all right? And Joseph became king, and they loved him exceedingly. Verse 7. But there were some people amongst them who did not like him, saying, no stranger shall reign over us. Still, the whole government of Egypt devolved in those days upon Joseph after the death of Pharaoh, he being the regulator, doing as he liked throughout the land without anyone interfering. And all Egypt was under the care of Joseph. And Joseph made war with all his surrounding enemies, and he subdued them. Also all the land and all the Philistines unto the borders of Canaan did Joseph subdue. And they were all under his power, and they gave a yearly tax unto Joseph. And Pharaoh, king of Egypt, sat upon his throne in his father's stead. But he was under the control and counsel of Joseph, as he was first under control of his father. They're making it abundantly clear that the whole time that Magron, or the son of Pharaoh, was reigning, that he was underneath the control of Joseph. So make no mistake about it, it was Joseph who grew and got them to a much better and bigger place. Okay? 10. Neither did he reign, but in the land of Egypt only, under the counsel of Joseph. But Joseph reigned over the whole country at that time, from Egypt unto the great river Euphrates. And Joseph was successful in all his ways. And Yahuwah, or the Most High, was with him. And Yahuwah gave Joseph additional wisdom and honor and glory and love towards him in the hearts of the Egyptians and throughout the land. And Joseph reigned over the whole country 40 years. I often tell my kids, man, that it's great in order for you to be able to gain knowledge and whatnot, but you never mistaken and think that it's your own wisdom that's allowing you to gain this knowledge. That is actually the Most High that's blessing you with this ability. And he also has the ability to change the hearts of the people that you're engaging with and going against. So therefore, it's the Most High who's truly in control of what's going on with you. That's why your relationship is so important. You can have master's degrees and everything else, but if the heart of the people are against you, you're going to have a terrible road trying to become whatever it is that you're trying to become. Verse 12, in all of the countries of the Philistines and Canaanites and Sidon, and on the other side of the Jordan, brought presents unto Joseph all his days. And the whole country was in the hand of Joseph. And they brought unto him a yearly tribute, as it was regulated. For Joseph had fought against all his surrounding enemies and subdued them. And the whole country was in the hand of Joseph. And Joseph sat securely upon his throne in Egypt. Boy, this makes you think, well, then why did the Egyptians treat the descendants of Joseph and his brothers so terrible? Right? Why were they so hated and done so wrong? Right? Well, we're going to find out. Verse 13. And also all his brethren, the sons of Jacob, dwelt securely in the land all the days of Joseph. And they were fruitful and multiplied exceedingly in the land. And they served Yahuwah all their days, as their father Jacob had commanded them. Now, mind you, this is the sons of Jacob that's serving the Most High. Okay, we're going to see as time goes by, the offspring, the children of the sons of Jacob, they begin to dive and dwell in the ways of Egypt, which is something that we as a people right now are having major issues with, because we have taken on and grew up into a situation where we have taken on the ways of the location in which we are in, whether it's here in the UK, it doesn't matter, but we're taking on all of these things and beginning to act like the country that we're in, when we were always warned to do not act like the place in which you dwell in, but you're supposed to act and carry yourself in the way that the Most High has said. And this is why it's so important for us to pass down the knowledge that the Most High has given us, as well as the information. We got to get back to our roots and doing what we're supposed to do without ever turning away from the foundation, which is Christ. We always stand on that foundation and don't deviate from it. If you guys understand what I'm saying. Verse 14, and it came to pass at the end of many days and years, when the children of Esau were dwelling quietly in their land with Bela, their king, and the children of Esau were fruitful and multiplied in the land, and they resolved to go and fight with the sons of Jacob and all Egypt, and to deliver their brother Zepho. You guys remember Zepho from yesterday, right? The son of Eliphaz, right? Who's going to play a major part in the birth of the Romans as we know them to be. And it's also showing us how Idumea or Edom got into Rome and began to propagate in that area. All right. And to deliver their brother Zepho, the son of Eliphaz and his men, for they were yet in those days slaves to Joseph. And the children of Esau sent unto all the children of the east, and they made peace with them. Because remember, yesterday we saw how they were battling against the children of the east, right? They had that great battle, that great war. It was the children of Esau, and it was the children versus the children of Seir, and they both made their alliances and whatnot, and begin to battle with one another, right? Okay. Take your thumb out your mouth. And the children of Esau sent unto all the children of the east, and they made peace with them. And all the children of the east came unto them to go with the children of Esau to Egypt to battle. And there came also unto them of the people of Angeas, king of Dinabah. And they also sent unto the children of Ishmael, and they also came unto them. So remember, we said we learned several things yesterday. One of the things is that King Angeas is the king of Africa, which is separate from Egypt at that time. Egypt was like its own nation, and Africa was a nation adjacent to it, but separate, kind of like how the U.S. is with Canada, right? And King Aegeus, we may not know his name, but we know his second son's name. See, his second son is one of the greatest military generals ever to walk the face of the earth. He did something that was so great that all of the nations of the world currently study him. We know him as Hannibal, right? But King Aegeus is actually his father, all right? So this is all happening within a close time frame, all right? Monitor what's all being said. Verse 17, and all the people assembled and came unto Seir to assist the children of Esau in their battle. And this camp was very large and heavy with people, numerous as the sand of the sea, about 800,000 men, infantry and cavalry. And all these troops went down to Egypt to fight with the sons of Jacob, and they encamped by Ramses. Ramses is the city. And Joseph went forth with his brethren, with the mighty men of Egypt, about 600 men, and they fought with them in the land of Ramses. And the sons of Jacob at that time again fought with the children of Esau. In the 15th year of the sons of Jacob going down to Egypt, that is the 13th year of the reign of Bela over the children of Esau in Seir. One thing that I've learned is that when it starts breaking it down like that, it's trying to explain to you the timeline. And once we have the actual history and actual documentation, we'll have a way better understanding of what is actually happening at this time and how it's going together, okay? And Yahuwah gave all the mighty men of Esau and the children of the east into the hand of Joseph and his brethren. And the people of the children of Esau and the children of the east were smitten before Joseph. And the people of Esau and the children of the east that were slain, there fell before the sons of Jacob about 200,000 men. And their king Bela, the son of Beor, fell with them in the battle. And when the children of Esau saw that their king had fallen in battle and was dead, their hands became weak in the combat. And Joseph and his brethren and all Egypt were still smiting the people of the house of Esau. And all Esau's people were afraid of the sons of Jacob and fled from before them. And Joseph and his brethren in all Egypt pursued them a day's journey, and they slew yet from them about 300 men, continuing to smite them in the road, and they afterward turned back from them. I remember that they said what the word is saying is that the basis of this battle and them coming and trying to attack was all because of Zepho being captured with his 50 men and being enslaved by Joseph and his brothers, being held in Egypt, okay? 22. And Joseph and his brethren in all Egypt pursued them a day's journey, and they slew yet from them about 300 men, continuing to smite them in the road, and they afterward turned back from them. And Joseph and all his brethren returned to Egypt. Not one man was missing from them, but the Egyptians there fell 12 men. So none of the brothers of Joseph fell during this battle, right? But out of the Egyptians, 12 men did fall within this battle, all right? Amazing numbers when you look at the different sizes of the armies on either side. again showing when God is with you, who can stand against you, right? It's not even fair. That's why we always just push the individual person striving to have the best relationship with the Most High that they can have. We see all through the New Testament how Christ would always go into a one-on-one. And he liked going into those one-on-ones from what we can read and perceive because he cares about that one sheep gone. The 99, he'll leave those to go get the one. So let us each treat each other as one individual sheep and strengthen our relationship with the Most High. Okay? Verse 24. And when Joseph returned to Egypt, he ordered Zepho and his men to be additionally bound. And they bound them in irons, and they increased their grief. And all the people of the children of Esau and the children of the east returned in shame, each unto his city. For all the mighty men that were with them had fallen in battle. You guys beginning to see a trend here? You're beginning to see a reasoning or a motivation for so many groups of people to outright hate the descendants of Joseph and his brothers, right?
I noticed that they keep defeat. The people keep going back in shame, and all their strong men are being defeated.
They keep going there. They keep sending back their enemies in shame, and all their mighty men are being defeated. Good observation. Verse 26, and when the children of Esau saw that their king had died in battle, they hastened and took a man from the people of the children of the east, his name being Yovan. It's spelled Yovav, with a translation of Jobab, the son of Zerek. I'm sorry? I'm on verse 27 right now of the 58th chapter of the book of Jasher. And Yovan sat upon the throne, and they caused him to reign over them instead of Bela, their king. Because remember, Bela was killed, right? Zerek came from the land of Batsra. And remember we said yesterday, which is a part of Edom. And remember we said yesterday that Esau, the sons of Esau, made a pact with one another when they had their 5 different cities. And they said that they don't want one of their own to reign over them because they have an internal hatred all towards one another, right? Go and study that in the 57th chapter. It's good for you to get an understanding of the hearts of men. Verse 27. Is that where we're at? We're at verse 27. And let me see, how do I say this name again? And Yoval sat upon the throne of Bela as king in his stead. And Yoval reigned in Edom over all the children of Esau 10 years. And the children of Esau went no more to fight with the sons of Jacob. Now I want you to notice something from that day forward. I want you to notice something. We talked about how Esau, the sons of Esau, took over the land of the Horites, right? Mm-hmm. And when they took over that land, they were still being called the sons of Esau, right? Mm-hmm. Well, after this defeat, they are now dwelling, instead of saying in the land of the Horites or in the land of Seir, they're calling it Edom now. You guys catch that? Mm-hmm. Okay. Yoval reigned in Edom over all the children of Esau 10 years, and the children of Esau went no more to fight against the sons of Jacob from that day forward. For the sons of Esau knew the valor of the sons of Jacob, and were greatly afraid of them. But from that day forward, the children of Esau hated the sons of Jacob, and the hatred and enmity were very strong between them all the days unto this day. And it came to pass after this, at the end of 10 years, Yoval, the son of Zerek from Batsra, died. And the children of Esau took a man whose name was Cushim from the land of Teman, and they made him king over them instead of Yoval. And Cushim reigned in Edom over all the children of Esau for 20 years. And Joseph, king of Egypt, and his brethren and all the children of Israel dwelt securely in Egypt in those days together with all the children of Joseph. And his brothers and his brethren having no hindrance or evil accident in the that's a wild one. Okay, so let's read that again. Together with all the children of Joseph and his brethren, having no hindrance or evil accident, and the land of Egypt was at that time at rest from war in the days of Joseph and his brethren. So after that point where they got done with that battle, it's saying that Joseph and his brothers were able to rest in the land of Egypt, and they didn't have any more issues while they were living and alive, right? Because remember that Joseph, he has gained his name, right, by the wars that occurred while he was second in command and now even over Pharaoh in Egypt. But his brothers have gained their fame as far as battle from before they came to Egypt. Do you understand? All right. Luna, you tripping. Verse 1, chapter 59. And these are the names of the sons of Israel who dwelt in Egypt, who had come with Jacob. All the sons of Jacob came unto Egypt, every man with his household. All right? So it's going to give us another breakdown. How am I judging before reason? Oh, I understand. You're working for the devil and you're trying to get me thrown off. So I'm going to let the Most High handle you, and I'll just leave it at that. Verse 2, the children of Leah were Reuben, Simeon, Levite, Judah, Issachar, and Zebulun, and their sister Dinah. The sons of Rachel were Joseph and Benjamin. The sons of Zilpah, the handmaid of Leah, were Gad and Asher. And the sons of Bilhah, the handmaid of Rachel, were Dan and Naphtali. And these were their offspring that were born unto them in the land of Canaan, before they came unto Egypt with their father Jacob. The sons of Reuben, now, one thing I've always taught my family is that whenever they start giving you a hierarchical breakdown of the families, this is not necessarily for right now. This is for when you gain access to the knowledge, to the paper, to the transcripts, to the historical documents, so that you can begin to trace and go throughout and do what it is that you need to do. Okay? Verse 6, chapter 59. And these were their offspring that were born unto them in the land of Canaan before they came unto Egypt with their fathers Jacob. The sons of Reuben were, have mercy on me when I say these names, okay? Enoch, Pula. We have to understand at this time, just like with Amalek, Amalek the first and Amalek the second, they will often use the same names, right? Okay. Kitzroni and Carmi. And the sons of Simeon were Yemuel, Yamin, Odad, Yakin, Tushkar, Shaul, the son of the Canaanite woman. And the children of Levi were Goshan, or Gershon, Kohath, and Merari, and their sister Yocheved, who was born unto them in their going down to Egypt. And the sons of Judah were Onan, Shelach, Peretz, and Zerach. And and Onan died in the land of Canaan. And the sons of Peretz were Kitzroni and Kamul. And the sons of Issachar were Tola, Pua, Voah, and Shimroni. Now I'm saying Shimroni because there's an E at the end, but it might be something different. So Don't bite my head off for the way that I'm pronouncing these, okay? Verse 13. And the sons of Zebulun were Sered, Aloni, Yaklael, and the sons of Dan was Cushim. This is the same Cushim that cut off the head of Esau. All right? And the sons of Naphtali were Yaktasel. So let me spell this for you, okay? Because I want you guys to really feel me on this. Because until you go and read it, you're not really going to understand. But the breakdown of the name is YAKHTSEHALE.
What?
Yeah.
Nashel?
And now we're walking around with basic regular names instead of, in my opinion, these beautiful names that have meaning and strength behind them, right? But hey, man, that's what it is. Guni, yes, sir, in Shilim. And the sons of Gad were Tisyoni, Kagi, Shuni, Etzbon, Ari, Arvadi, and Arali. And the children of Asher were Yimna, Yishva, Yishvi, Buriah, and their sister Sirach. And the sons of Buriah were Kaver and Malkiel. And the sons of Benjamin were Bela, Berka, Ashbel, Gira, Naaman, Aki, Roshi, Mupim, Kupim, and Ard. And the sons of Joseph that were born unto him in Egypt were Manasseh and Ephraim. Verse 19. And all the souls that went forth from the loins of Joseph were from Jacob were 70 souls. These are they who came with Jacob their father unto Egypt to dwell there. And Joseph and all his brethren dwelt securely in Egypt, and they ate of the best of Egypt all the days of the lives of Joseph. Notice that all the days, the lives of Joseph. Don't argue with Luna. Luna's main goal is to try to pull you away. Think about it. There's only with Christ that people come and they try everything that they can to stop you from believing. What would be the actual purpose? What goal is that? Think about what goal is that? They trying to drag you down to hell. Don't argue with that person. We already know who Christ is. That's our foundation, and we're not deviating from that here. And YOLO, don't waste your time. Don't cast your pearls among swine. If this person, whether it's a male or female, is refusing to listen, then what could we do except for continue to engage in our Bible study and let this person make their choice? Okay, we already know unless you are called, you cannot come to the Father unless you are drawn to him. And the only way you're going to be drawn to him is when the Most High draws to you or draws him to you. Okay, let them do what they going to do. Their words don't bother us. All right, so let's just not get. And YOLO, you have the ability to block this person, man. You're a moderator. Just block him and get him out of here. 19, 20. And Joseph lived in the land of Mitzrayim 93 years, and Joseph reigned over all Mitzrayim 80 years. And when the days of Joseph drew nigh that he should die, he sent and called for his brethren and all his father's household. So we've had a chance to sit back and witness exactly how good things have been going for the brothers from the sons of Jacob while Joseph has been reigning, right? We've seen how the majority of the people in Egypt have been treating them in the way that they feel and have pointed their hearts towards them while Joseph is reigning, right? Well, Joseph is getting ready to die. All right? And we see that they're not just the sons of Jacob are not just living in Egypt, they running the show. They have the best of everything. Anything that they could desire within that nation is at their fingertips, right? Okay. And at this point in time, from what the word has said, they were following who?
They were following Joseph.
No, they weren't following Joseph.
Jacob?
Who were they following? They weren't following Jacob,
God.
the Most High, right? They were following the Most High. Their hearts was pointed towards him, and they were living, and they were in right relationship with him. This is why things were so good for them. It was about the manner in which they were living their lives. Okay? All right. And Joseph reigned over Egypt 80 years. And when the days of Joseph drew nigh that he should die, he sent and called his brethren and all his father's household, and they all came together and sat before him. And Joseph said unto his brethren and unto the whole of his father's household, Behold, I die. And Elohim, or the Most High, will surely visit you and bring you up from this land to the land which he swore to give to your fathers, to give unto them. Now, who told Joseph this before they died?
Jacob.
Jacob relayed the same exact message, right? Yellow, I don't know what's taking you so long, man, but you should have already banned Luna. You have the capability to do it. But this is the same message that was divulged and brought from Jacob. And we learned earlier in Jasher that Jacob knew what he was talking about because there was an angel that was assigned to come to him and explain to him all the things that was going to happen in his life, right? And wrote it down, right? Okay. So this message being passed is not only important for the rest of the brothers to know, but they need to pass this message down too to the rest of their offspring, right? Okay. 23. And it shall be when Elohim shall visit you to bring you up from here to the land of your fathers, then bring up my bones with you from here. Joseph said, look, man, when the Most High take our people up out of here, whatever you do, come get my bones and take them up out of here too. Don't you leave me in Egypt. You understand? All right. 24. And Joseph made the sons of Israel to swear for their seed after them, saying, Elohim will surely visit you, and you shall bring up my bones with you from here. And it came to pass after this that Joseph died in that year, the 71st year of Israel going down to Egypt. And Joseph was 110 years old. And when he died in the land of Egypt, and all his brethren and all his servants rose up, and they embalmed Joseph, as was their custom. And his brethren and all Egypt mourned over him for 70 days. And they put Joseph in a coffin filled with spices and all sorts of perfume. And they buried him by the side of the river, that is Shikori. And his sons and all his brethren and the whole of his father's household made a 7 days mourning for him. And it came to pass after the death of Joseph, all the Egyptians began in those days to rule over the children of Israel. And Pharaoh, king of Egypt, who reigned in his father's stead, took all the laws of Egypt and conducted the whole government of Egypt under his counsel, and he reigned securely over his people. And that's where we're going to stop tonight. But what it's showing is that, side note, YOLO, because you didn't ban them, like I've asked you several times, man, I got to remove you as a moderator, because all it's doing is it's allowing the devil to get their say in and draw people away. We are not here to beg people to believe Christ, okay? if they are set in their heart to refuse to believe Christ, then you leave them at that. Because remember, it's not us that they not believing, it's him that they're not believing. Okay? But we see that as soon as Joseph died, everything changed for the sons of Jacob. They stopped being in control of themselves in Goshen and became under the control and the rule of Pharaoh. And we're going to see over the next couple of days, a week or so, that slowly but surely, the favor of the people is going to erode away from them in correspondence with them eroding away their obedience to the Most High. Okay? All right. So here we always like to talk about what is the best way to get a person or to strengthen your relationship with the Most High, right? And the best way to strengthen your relationship with the Most High, we see all the way throughout the Bible, is to do the three things that the Lord told us to do, which is read, is to pray, and to fast. Now, reading the Bible allows us to get a full understanding of what the Most High wants, what he expects, how he feels, how he judges things, how he sees things, right? And at the end of the day, whenever we read the word, no one can come in and begin to trick us and fool us. Because see, when you read the word, you understand that in the beginning, it was the word. And the word was God, and the word was with God. And you will, as you continue to read, you will realize that Christ is the word, which is God, wrapped in flesh. Therefore, no one can come in you and say, well, he was just a flesh and blood man and all this other stuff, man. We're not here for that mess, okay? When you read the word yourself, you will be able to get it for yourself. You will be solid in your foundation. That's why it's so important for you to read yourself, all right? The second part is prayer. Prayer allows you to communicate with the Most High and tell him about everything that's going on with you, how you feel about things, what you're going through. You can ask for knowledge. You can ask for understanding. At the end of the day, when you truly understand what you can do, or when you truly have Christ, you have the Holy Spirit who lives inside of you. And since the Holy Spirit lives inside of you, his job is to bring all things into remembrance. And what he does is he holds you by the hand and he walks you towards that narrow path so you can take that narrow path straight to the Lord. Now, what happens when the Holy Spirit begins to tug on you and wants you to go left, but everything that's going on in your right is denying you to, or is telling you to go to the right? Well, that's when we have to learn how to do what Christ said, which is deny ourselves, pick up our cross and follow him. Well, we train ourselves or our spirit to be over our bodies through fasting. Okay? So fasting is our way to learn how to tell ourselves no. And fasting is important, but I would not suggest that you go out there and you try to dive straight into it as if you were Christ. Because going on a 40-day fast, first and foremost, is crazy. All right? You're not ready for it. If you were, then you would be on the same level with the understanding, and you would be in here and you'd be like, yeah, man, fasting is what you got to do. Whoop, 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 whoop. It would be really great. But start off slow, man. Figure out something that you can deny yourself from, something that your body, your flesh desires as far as food, because fasting is not a diet, but it's an agreement between you and the Most High that you are going to set this thing that you desire to the side, and you are going to do it for him to try to strengthen your relationship for him. Okay? So at the end of the day, we know that fasting, praying, and reading the Bible will allow you to strengthen your relationship with the Most High. This is not me just sitting there and saying it. This is not me coming up with my own doctrine. This is the word being broke down to us. So I look forward to each and every one of you guys going out there and engaging and strengthening your relationship with the Most High. I look forward to you guys returning or not, because if you come in here for me, you're tripping. If you're coming here to hear the word, it's all good, because we are all equal here. If you need more, if you desire more, you have the authority to approach boldly into the throne room of God. You do not need to go to a pastor or anyone else and get them to pray for you or ask them to intercede for you. But you have the ability through praying to talk to the Father. My suggestion is this. If you meet somebody at the mall and you want to get to know them, you feel me, and y'all exchange numbers, and the only time that they call you is when they get ready to eat and they talk to you for like 2 minutes and hang up the phone. And then when they get ready to go to bed, they call you and talk to you for like 2 minutes and hang the phone. But they never engage in you in conversation any more than that. Do you really got a relationship with them? Nah. So don't treat the Most High like that. Take time and pray. Understand everybody has real busy lives. You got to start cutting off and carving out time for the Most High. Whether it's while you're driving to work, while you're chopping up them vegetables to be able to eat your food or your dinner at night, whether it's your time in the shower, whatever it is, engage in communication with him. And not all prayer is on your knees in your prayer closet with your eyes and hands, with your hands crossed and your eyes closed. You can talk to him. He wants to talk to you. Okay? He wants a relationship with you. And he's always there. He's waiting on us to start listening and care and talk to him. All right? I wish you guys all a wonderful night. May God bless you in your journey to him, and may he bless you with an experience with him, because head knowledge can never find him. You got to have that experience with him. If you're having a trouble with a family member or whatnot listening and understanding, then I suggest that you begin to pray for them to have an experience with the Lord. And once they have that experience, no one will be able to confuse them, trick them, or lie to them. Y'all have a great night, and we'll see you back tomorrow. All right? Hey, man, nothing but love for you too. But YOLO, bro, you got to start getting these people out of here, okay? When stop letting them try to spew out their whole entire doctrine, all right? When a wolf is trying to attack the sheep, we don't just sit back and be like, oh, let the wolf do what they're going to do. Nah, when we notice that they a wolf and they're making their best effort to try to chip away at people's faith and understanding of the Lord, cut them off and get them out of here, all right? Y'all have a great night.